Hello, world. I'm Dr. Helen, founder and CEO, that's Chief Engagement Officer of Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, and your host for Dr. Helen Speaks, Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership. As a strengths, resilience, and leadership coach, I work with leaders, particularly women leaders, to take a stand. Leaders like you, whether you're an executive, an entrepreneur, or an emerging leader, you're still a leader. Who wants more for your life and your leadership? Our goal here is to motivate, inspire, and move you forward in pursuit of your goals. Your great issue is the gateway to your gold goddess status. It glows bright within you, ready to shine brighter in the world. We're here to help you claim the queen you are as you continue to empower yourself and others and lead. So each week, we show up in this space to explore topics to discover, uncover, and unpack ways for you to leverage your strengths, which really are the best of who you are, by how you most naturally think, feel, and behave, manage your weaknesses, and really understand them. We all have them, so it's better for us to understand them so that they don't get in the way and impede our leadership. And to help you build your resilience. Resilience is the power and perseverance to push through the storms of your life, and we all have them. I show up in this space because the only reason I'm here is because of resilience. I didn't always know that was the secret to my success, but studying, hearing, sitting under other leaders, it came to be because what I know is resilience is not something that we're born with. It's something that we build throughout our lives. And so at Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, we use an innovative, heart-centered system with proven results to help you achieve more success with less stress and deeper fulfillment in life. Yes. Isn't that kind of what we all really want at the end of the day? So, what does success look like? Well, from a leader's perspective, it means that you're able to see, participate, engage, and alter to make better performance, productivity, and prosperity potential, or profits, the bottom line. I just think prosperity potential is more encompassing than just thinking about profits because in that increase, it's not always something that can be measured by dollars and cents. But the bottom line is important because if you're a leader, you have responsibility over the resources that have been entrusted to you, that you've earned or gained, and how you put them back out into the universe. So as your show host, coach, and convener of leaders, we'll talk about how you can optimize your leadership. That's right. That's what we're here to do in a nutshell. I like to begin with a question that I ask at some point in every episode. Do you have the opportunity to do what you do best every day? And that's a question for you to think about. Before I really doubled down into doing this work, man, I didn't think about that. It was like, no, I got to do this. I got to pay the bills. I got, the trip to pay for, whatever it was not with a focus or emphasis of the opportunity to do what I do best every day. And I want that for you. What we've learned is that the heart of what you want is heightened by your ability to deepen your engagement, the engagement you have with yourself and with others. It's one of the most effective ways to upshift your trajectory of success. It is your personal, unique path to what you really want for your life. And that's what we're here to help you figure out. What do you really want for your life? Not the things that you do to show up for others, but what it is that causes you to wake up in the morning with a joy in your heart, regardless of what happened the day before. Because you know what? Every day you wake up, it's like a reset. It gets set back to zero, and you get to see, do I get to 100 today? Maybe it's a 75 day, but always with the goal of reaching and doing the best of who you are and having it show up. So we're here to help you connect and engage deeper with who you are at your best. And by the way, no one knows that better than you. But what I've learned as a coach is that working with a coach can help you go deep enough within to find out what that is. It came about after years of learning, giving up. Yes, I have given up more times than I'd like to say. Growing, we grow every day that we live. The question becomes, are you consciously aware of the growth? Failing forward. Yes, we may fail, but when you have a mindset that you're failing forward, it makes so much of a difference. It helps you to not beat yourself up about the failure. And the truth be told, failure is a part of your success. And starting over. There is no shame in starting over, especially if you know now from what you learned from failing or giving up that, hey, there's a better way for me to go after this if it's truly in alignment with what you want for your life. So the truth of what you want lives in your ability to stay focused and committed. Yeah. So now is not your time to fulfill the dreams of others if they're not in alignment with what you really want. It doesn't mean that there's some engagement you have to have with it, and I think about our children. Be they by birth, marriage, or life, we all have someone that looks up to us that we nurture, care for, love, take under our wings. As women, I will say this because I know it has been something in my life that I've noticed, and it's something that comes up with the many women I speak to on a daily basis. But as women, too often, we put our dreams on hold. We put them on the back burner to help others fulfill their dreams. Stop. Just stop it. Until you see this as a both and not an either or, your potential for having what you really want is diminished, if not totally off your radar screen. And you know what I'm talking about. We've all done it at some point. I think it's that nurturing that women have. I'm convinced that extra Y chromosome really doesn't have that nurturing the way we as women do. And so what will your future you, what will your future self 5 years from now tell you about your present self if you choose not to make time to pursue your dreams, your desires, and passions right now? Now, it doesn't mean you have to be foolish and give up everything you've got. Oh, Dr. Helen said, pursue my dream now. No. You've got to really spend time and be clear that what you think you want is really what you want. And that takes some time. And maybe you've invested some time. But what will your life be like if you wake up years from now with regret versus celebration? Yeah. The pandemic really allowed me time and space to think about that for myself. And in thinking about that for myself, I really had to go back and recalibrate and think about, okay, I'm going through the motions of doing these things that I have to do every day because the inbox is full. There's a to-do list that's overflowing, and I just kept going. Pause. Hit the pause button on your life and figure out what it is that you want. Live your truth, your passions, your dreams. Start now. What I know with every passing day is that tomorrow's not promised. And delayed doesn't mean denied. It's never too late. As long as you have breath in your body, you've got time. Claim your dream for yourself. Start today, even if it just begins with an affirmation about what you want. That's why what I want to talk about today is how we maximize moments. Moments of joy, peace, happiness, all those feel-good things. Allow them to motivate you when you need that extra to keep moving forward. You know, there's a good book that I read some time ago. And as I was thinking about that, I said, I'm going to go back and revisit that book because it makes a lot of sense. We often say, oh, I'll get around to it. And we talked about around to it a few weeks ago. Or, well, someday. Yes, someday. I see I'm going to have time to do that someday. Well, this book is called Someday is Not a Day of the Week. What day of the week is it? It's not Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. No, someday is not a day of the week. The author is Sam Horn. It's a meaty book, but it's got some tools and tips that I think will help you understand the significance of owning, identifying, aiming, and claiming what it is you want for your life right now. So our purpose and goal is to support you on your path to live your best life ever. We're here to help you maximize moments to motivate and move you forward toward your goals, your dreams, your desires on your terms. Because if they're not on your terms, guess what? You're fulfilling someone else's agenda. You're helping someone else reach their dreams, their destiny. Dr. Helen Speaks is here live on the Win-Win Women TV network every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can also catch our show on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. I invite you to follow me on LinkedIn at Dr. Helen Holton and join our private Facebook group where we get to do a little more engaging there. I'm realizing you just can't get away from social media. Choose and pick the platforms that you want to hang out on. It's just another way of connecting, engaging, and maybe helping you to refine and fine tune how you maximize the moments of your life. Our Facebook group is called Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership. And you can keep up with what's happening with Dr. Helen Speaks there on LinkedIn. We'll get to the other social media stuff soon. So this is what I know. There's not a new thing under the sun. And what is new is our knowledge, perspective, and actions that we take through a more informed lens, shaped by the wisdom of lessons learned, lived experiences, and earned expertise from leaders. I'm sure you have some of those yourself. Yeah. And so we're here to ignite your spark and fuel your flame to think, do, and think, be, and do. Think, be, and do. Think it, be it, go out in the world and do it. The TBD. Keep that TBD. Think, be, do. Yes, great way to remember what we're talking about, because what we're talking about really is helping you have more of what you really want and to be more of who you were created to be. That's going to help you get there. This is our opportunity to pay it forward through you. We at Dr. Helen Speaks give gratitude to Paula Fellingham, founder and visionary leader and dream weaver of the Win-Win Women Network. I remember when it started last fall in beta, and I jumped in, and sometimes you jump in and you really don't know what you're jumping into. It's like, oh, I thought I was on the shallow end of the pool, and you jump in and find, whoa, the water's deep here. But that's okay. If you stick with it, you'll rise to the top and you'll roll with it. Anyway, We're part of a global community. We have the opportunity to learn and grow, to share, motivate, and inspire your success as a leader. Thank you for being a part of our community. So before we jump in, as always, I want you to grab your note-taking device, be it pen and paper, tablet, computer, whatever, the back of an envelope. Yes, I've taken great notes on the back of an envelope. But we want you to capture the notable nuggets of wisdom, insight, and aha moments that will empower you to think, be, and do more. We don't want you to miss anything. And just in case you do, you can always catch the replays from one of our outlets. Put this show on your calendar as a weekly event, a weekly go-to, just to re-energize you, and share it with your friends and colleagues. Let's make our circle bigger. You ready to go? Great. Me too. Let's do it. So our topic today, under the theme for the month of mothers, memories, and motivation, is maximize moments. So I came up with that. I spend a lot of time looking for the pictures that I put on the show promo for the week. And this week, as I'm flipping through photos, I came across a photo I took that filled me with rich memories, that when I saw it with my own visual eyes, and it's so true, a picture's worth 1,000 words, and I haven't found a camera that could truly capture what your eyes can vision in person. And it caused me to pause and reflect on why I'm doing the work that I do. It literally gave me a warm, hopeful, and physical feeling. I mean, it like gave me goosebumps because I remember when I first laid eyes on it. So let me tell you about the picture of today. It is the Temple of Luxor in Luxor, Egypt. And, to visit Egypt was one of those bucket list trips. And I almost thought it wasn't going to happen because it was supposed to happen a couple of years ago, and it happened this year. Can I just tell you that photograph, even today, it makes me remember. It makes me stay focused on what it is I really want for my life. And I will tell you, I'm living my best life ever. And yet I still know the best is yet to come. So when have you had a photograph or an artifact or a letter, a journal, something touch you emotionally in a profound and memorable way? Think about that for a minute. What feelings did it bring up for you? And I will tell you this, even those memories or moments that were not your best, that you don't want to replicate, I will tell you, I have some of those that I hold on to as a reminder of what I don't want. So sometimes being clear on what we don't want helps to clear the space for what we really do want for our lives. So here's a tidbit of information. Are you aware that our brains process roughly 11 million bits of information every second? 11 million. However, our conscious mind can only handle about 40 or 50 bits per second. So think about that. 11 million in a second, 40 to 50 in a second. Wow. What resonates and rises to the top? I don't know, but it's something to give consideration to. The mind and the brain, how it works and how it functions and how it influences who we are and how we show up. I often talk about our inner critic, our naysayers. That's the mind. And it's the mind. I like to say it's playing devil's advocate. It's really trying to get me off of where I want to be and get me jumping down some rabbit hole that is not where I want to go, or stopping me from bringing my best self forward, from stepping out into the unknown. Oftentimes we've got to get out of our comfort zone to even see what's possible. And the world has unlimited potential for us to do great things if we allow ourselves to go there. Now, the University of California, San Diego, a few years ago, conducted a study where they looked at how much information on a daily basis we receive, visually, audibly, you know, those are the main two, or through, yeah, visually, audibly, yeah, or by touch, yeah. And it reported that we are inundated with the equivalent of 34 gigabytes of information daily. So I want you to put that in perspective of how much memory your laptop or your computer has. Now, I know we're into terabytes now, and terabytes weren't that big when this study was done, but it's still a lot. And if your brain, if your mind is inundated with the equivalent of 34 gigabytes of information daily, that equates to enough data to overload your laptop within a week. Have you ever encountered one of your electronic devices that informed you didn't have enough space to do anything else? You either need to dump some of it, download some of it, but if you don't, it doesn't have any more capacity to hold what's going on. 34 gigabytes in a day. So just as we refuel our bodies, we also need to refuel our minds on a daily basis. And our active engagement with the world begins with our active engagement with ourselves. How do you start your day? I want you to write that down. How do I start my day? And that's a real important question. You know, for years we've heard breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It kickstarts your day and gets your juices flowing and blah, 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 blah. That's very true. So I'm going to ask you, does your day begin with an attitude of gratitude to the creator and sustainer of life before your feet hits the floor? Something to think about. What is it that I do before my feet hit the floor? Does it begin with a review of your to-do list for the day? Oh, let me see how many things I got to get done before this day ends. Are they prioritized? Yeah. Very real thought. Oh, well, here's another one. What difference or differences do you claim that will make today a better day than yesterday? You know, let me think about yesterday. There were some things that didn't go as well as they could have gone. How can I make it better today? All noble things to give consideration to at the start of a new day. How will you impact the world in a meaningful and lasting way today? You know, we live life in the present moment. Now, the question may seem a little overwhelming on first hearing. Stick with me, because I want you to see it within the realm of possibility for your life. Keep in mind, you have unique gifts within you that make your contributions different from anyone else's on the planet. And you want to know why? I'll tell you. Because there's no one else just like you. Don't let your gifts go to waste. They're far too precious not to share them. Just find a way to do it that's going to lead you into doing what you do best every day. So back to the picture, the Temple of Luxor. Although this is a fresh memory, it triggered memories I've held on to and cherished for years. The splendor and majesty of this ancient ruin, thousands of years old, evoked a rush through my body on first sight. And our tour guide took us to see it at night, all lit up. Oh my goodness. I mean, it was just breathtaking. It was like, and it made me think back to, almost 25 years ago when I was in Jordan, in the city of Petra. I've got to go find those pictures because there were no cell phones that took pictures back then. And, you had to have a camera and send it off to be developed. And yes, these wonders of the world, if they don't leave you in awe of what's possible, what lives within you, when you think about how these treasures were created without modern day technology, and yet they stood the test of time, thousands of years. Yeah. It motivated me to hold on to my dreams of what I want for my life. It surprised me and energized me to want more. Yeah. What in your life makes you want more? It is those moments. I challenge you this week to spend some time looking through old and new photos, artifacts, journals, whatever it may be, and see what maybe you've forgotten, been distracted away from, or get you to refocus on your why. What do you really want for your life? Your motivation is anchored in three things. I call these the three priorities of what makes you who you are and dare to dream you want more. Number one, desires, your dreams, your wannabes, what you're passionate about. Yeah, desire. Number one. Number two, purpose. What am I here for? What's my mark that I want to leave on the world? What's my legacy? What is your purpose? Can you identify that unequivocally? Do you have a vision statement that maybe it's time to retweak a little bit if it doesn't still hold true for you? Number two, purpose. And number three, your sauciness. Yeah, that irrepressible spirit that lives within you, that boldness, that which makes you unstoppable. Yeah, we all have that somewhere deep within us. I want you to touch that place. What is your sauciness? Yeah. I mean, these are key things that are going to keep you focused and motivated. And it all begins with a belief in yourself. If you don't believe in you, who else will? How will they? If you don't exude that. Yeah. Not just for your own empowerment, but how you can empower the lives of others. That's where some of our greatest joy lives. How can I make a difference in someone else's life that makes a difference in your own? And to live life fully, unapologetically, on your terms. And if you do it with the right things in mind, it's always going to produce dividends or an increase in your prosperity potential. The things that matter most to you are the things that get your attention most. They often represent the imprint you leave, and they influence your legacy that will live on beyond you. And it all begins with you, your purpose, passion, and pursuits that you hold in your life. So as we're wrapping up, do you have the chance to do what you do best every day? If you do, that's great. It's something we share in common. Woohoo! And if you've picked up a few nuggets to stretch you, to grow even more, then take action. Take action. Don't wait. Take action today, even if it means I'm going to write about what does that look like for me in my life. At Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, we work with leaders using a heart-centered approach to help you optimize your strengths for more success, less stress, and greater life fulfillment. So keep coming back for more. Share our show with your friends and colleagues who may want more for their life. I'm living my best life ever, and we want that for you too. What are you waiting for? Join the community of Dr. Helen Speaks, Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership, here on the Win-Win Women TV network, Roku TV, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, every Tuesday at 10 o'clock a.m. and 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, where together we'll work with you to live your best life ever, every day, because it matters.